My name is Tara Drozdenko. I'm the director of the Global Security Program at the Union of Concerned Scientists. Nuclear weapons. I have some expertise in injustice and inequality related to nuclear weapons. There's a few different topics. I could talk about the human rights implications of nuclear weapons. I could talk about some of the historical injustices associated with nuclear weapons, even some of the racism and white supremacy embedded in our nuclear weapons policies. Those would be some of the areas have already prepared some material on. I have a background in physics, and when I was doing my PhD program, decided that I wanted to explore a career with a connection between science and policy. And so I ended up in a few places in the U.S. federal government. I worked for the Navy, the U.S. Navy for a while, ended up at the State Department. And at the State Department, I was in the Arms Control Bureau. I was a physical scientist there. And that was really my introduction to nuclear weapons policy, arms control, nonproliferation. And that was the genesis of it. Yeah. I think there's two reasons to care about it. I think one is the very real existential threat that nuclear weapons pose. And I think this war in Ukraine has maybe brought some of that concern to the foreground for people. These are potentially civilization-ending weapons. And if there were a nuclear exchange between the US and Russia, it could really alter the planet and life for people as we know it. That is one reason, and a very good reason to be concerned about nuclear weapons. I think another reason to be concerned about nuclear weapons is that even if we never use them in a conflict, they still cause harm to people through the mining of materials, through the manufacture and maintenance of these weapons, and some of the legacy testing that we've done, all the nuclear weapon states have done, still has environmental implications for a number of people. And then in addition to that, there's a whole lot of money that we spend on nuclear weapons that we could be using to make other people's lives better. We could be doing more research on diseases and improving healthcare for people, improving the disparity in health outcomes. We could be spending it on education to uplift people that are in poverty. We could be spending it on climate change mitigation. There's a whole lot of ways we could spend our resources that would improve everyone's lives. And we spend a lot of it on our nuclear weapons instead. So that's what I would say. I think disinformation and the impact it's having on our societies, the difficulty that we have as citizens in having conversations with people that we disagree with, and threats to democracy.
Yeah.